I have to find a better ending to that intro. Just drag it up just a little bit longer. You know, we could be caught doing something that you don't want to see and doing. That's the problem with that intro.
I mean, that's down to you lot, but you know, just turn your camera off. You can just turn your camera off. You know what I'm saying?
Got bossy boots in the corner. Oh no, not her again. Good evening and welcome to Thfc Till I Die, your home of Tottenham past, present, and an exciting future. And by God, do we have a special cast for you tonight. We are surrounded by legends and Mia.
You do right to just remove you.
I know.
I
know. I forgot you got the power. You sound like Shearer and He-Man from back in the day. I can imagine little Mia going, I have the power.
Don't make me fly to Ireland, yeah, because I will beat you up.
You sound like Liam Neeson. I will find you. I will know where you are.
You do know they call the nickname within the community is Scrappy Doo, yeah. So don't take me lightly. So
did they take the Taken film from you? Did they use you, Mira, as the inspiration for the Taken films?
Well, that's for me to know. You never to find out, eh?
Yeah, anyway, joining me, of course, tonight in this show is gonna shake things up at Spurs. I can't take credit for that title. The man next to me, the one and only Mr. Philip Brady, the godfather of the Spurs community, came up with it. Philip, how are you? I know you've had a bit of a rotten day, so we're here to cheer you up this evening and give you a few laughs and make you happy.
I was just going to let you two carry on fighting there for a few minutes. In the blue corner we have Mia, and no, I can't say red corner, but white corner, Dermot. Yeah, I'm grand. I'm fine. It'll be fine. It'll be grand. Yeah.
And of
I
course,
hate these weekends when there's no matches, though.
I know, but you've got Ireland playing. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Like I said, I hate these games when there's no matches.
That's so true. And of course, we've got Mia. Big up Mia for Spurs Between the Lines. Give your head a wobble as you hit the subscription button. It does work, Mia. I've tried it. How are you this evening?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. A bit of a stressful afternoon/evening for me as well. But yeah, not too bad now. Now the kids are in bed and quiet.
You can focus on you and Romo for the evening.
Romo's in Argentina. He's in Argentina.
Don't tell everyone he's here and not in Argentina.
They've sent Mia sent the double. Sent they did some like Blofeld did in Diamonds Are Forever. He's got a few doubles walking around, a bit like Saddam Hussein had a few doubles walking around as well. Never got him.
Actually, you know who he's very like? He's very like Bruno Guimaraes, that plays for Newcastle. They're like brothers. Anyway,
don't get Mia on now to this now. She want the pair of them now.
And Gazaniga. Don't forget Gazaniga as well, chucked in.
Ash, just help me. Save me out of this hellhole, will you?
Bloody curves. Bloody look at her. Drooling at my mouth. I can see it from here. Put it away.
And down below, this man is a legend. I love him to bit. He really is. He's got the biggest smile on YouTube. He really is. You won't want to meet him down the dark alley because he's got the Mike Tyson look about him. And and I went into his show. Absolutely fantastic. Him and Marlon and the guys over in South View Coys. Absolutely brilliant. Ash, thank you for coming on. A pleasure for you to have you on. And welcome to Thfc Till I Die.
Guys, thanks for having me on, man. It's a pleasure to be here. Big up the chats. Big up to the silent listeners as well. I'm one of them. So I know how you guys are. So yeah, man, thanks for having me once again, man. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are good and we can have a great show.
All I'm going to say is welcome to the madhouse. That's all I'm going to say.
It's already.
Yeah. And also, last but not least, it's Colin. How are you, Colin?
Hello from Argentina. Mia, thanks for sending me over there. That's hilarious. Nothing like Romero at all. No, I'm good. Busy day at work.
How's the dodgy bread and breakfast Philip set you up with in Argentina?
Well, it looked all right until my sandwich started moving. I just chased it down all week. You know, I'm hungry, so.
Okay. So, whereabouts in Argentina are you tonight? Just for the listeners, we have sent Colin no expenses paid to Bognor Regis.
Doncaster, Argentina.
Argentina.
Doncaster, Argentina. That's where I am.
Oh, dear. But big up, how are you, man?
Yeah, not bad. Busy day at work, and then Football Manager for tonight. So
just Ash and Mia, please do not mention a certain word to him. Man United. He goes all funny when you mention Man United to him.
Okay.
No. The word that you don't mention that begins with G.
Glazers.
It's something to do with putting
Yes,
it's something to do with putting
them.
glass in the window. Yeah, the people that put
So I can
glass
say
in
Ten
windows,
Hag.
don't they? Yeah.
You can say Ten Hag, yeah. You can say Ten Hag.
Okay, cool.
Actually, just checking out what safe words you can use. You know what I mean? Like,
Pineapple's my safe word.
Whoa, there.
As you can see,
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, as you can see, this is going to be one of those shows where Mia probably would take it sideways. Ash will save it. Colin will
hold on. Saying that, can we not say that? I take it sideways because that just sounds completely wrong.
Philip will be sitting and thinking, what the hell am I doing? And Colin's going,
Well, I'm doing that already. Jesus.
Colin will be mentioning pineapple all night because we're just going to mention the Glazers. So he's just going to every answer pineapple. Anyway, Danielle Zita, big up. Good evening, and I hope you're doing well. It's just good evening, Philip and Dermot. Looking forward to this stream. So am I, actually. It's going to be a good one. We've got Paul Jones. I so really hope so. Yeah, we do too. We've got Danny and Zito. I reckon we get around 4 points in our next 4 games. Yeah, I think we can as well. I don't know about you guys. I want to go around the house very quickly. I said to somebody last night, a lot of the other channels or a lot of people are very sort of defeated about the Villa game coming up. So just very quickly, yes and no. Philip, can we beat Aston Villa on the first game back in the Premier League?
Villa couldn't hit a barn door from 2 feet away from home. So yes, of course we can.
Mia?
They're good at home, but they're hopeless. They're hopeless on the road.
Yeah.
Of course we can.
Mia?
I hope so because I'm going. I want to see us win when I go to the match.
Yeah. Ash, are we going to beat Villa?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to be controversial. Yeah, why not? I'm going to say no. Yeah.
And Colin, can Man United win a game under Ten Hag?
Yeah, we have. We've won several. Thank you very much. We're the most informed team at the minute. Thank you.
You are actually. Yeah, there you go. We've got Christopher Henshaw. Good evening, all. Big up, Christopher. We've got Brian Maguire. Great show. Big up, Brian. Hope you're doing well. We've got Tequila, the Jaffa Cake Man 316. Great five-a-side panel. Mia is captain. Mia is captain. Dermo in goal. And then Philip is centre back, Ash up front, and Colin trying to be Roy Keane.
Yeah, frightening.
Oh, I love it. I love it. We've got the killer. If Dyer plays, we've lost. And he's saying lose. And then big up to David Clark. He says, have you heard the news that Vicario is now injured? The Italian national coach has sent him back to Spurs. I didn't hear that.
Oh, Christ.
He's got flu.
Has he got the flu?
He's got flu. Oh, okay, that's okay.
Oh, that's all right.
Then.
That's all right. It'll be okay.
David Gianelli, give us all a heart attack here by saying
David loves to do that. He loves to drop these bombs on us, man. He does that on a regular basis. He just comes in and says stuff like, "What?"
I tell you one thing. My old heart nearly went there for a minute when he said injured. But look, this is called the Round Table Discussion. It's a new show every Thursday, which we're going onto our Spotify as well, where we take
round
a couple
table,
of subjects.
but it's technically not a round table.
Right, Mia. Look, Mia. Okay,
Please.
it's now show the Square Table and McDonald's. If Mia wants to rename the show. You know, Mia's sitting there with a Happy Meal, quite happily playing with the little toys that come out of it. So yeah, this will be going up on Spotify on THFC Till I Die. The Cockle Clock podcast stream on Spotify. So please, everyone, get over there and listen to what's a few good podcasts up there before, and this will be joining it. We've got Sorry, It's Brett. We've got Christopher. Son went down with his ankle on Korean win. Yeah, I think he's fine for what I'm hearing.
I think he's okay.
Yeah,
he's fine.
It's fine.
I was waving to the crowd afterwards, and he came out with a statement and said, "I'm fine."
Yeah, he's fine. We've got Sorry, It's Brett. Good evening. Good evening. Love your picture, man. We've got David Clark. Vicario must have flu home. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one, David. We've got Danny Azito. Son's 9. He's injured, but I feel he's carrying an injury. What do you guys think? Ash, what do you think? Is he carrying an injury?
I think all of them are carrying injuries, but they're just playing through it. Personally, the amount of knocks they've been getting, and like we never know. We're not privy to the information what's at hand, but last season, who would have thought Son's been injured the whole season? And apparently, Udogie had been carrying an injury for a while. I can't remember what game it was, but he picked up a knock, and ever since then, his ankle hasn't been the same. And typical Spurs, we play our injured players. We play them through the pain. So I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it was Sheffield United. I think Sheffield United who got a knock.
Right.
So then, somewhere, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if quite a few of them are carrying knocks. But we've got one game a week.
Do that during the season.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have got a few injuries. But whether it's serious injuries to keep them out long enough, it's a different debate altogether.
Yeah. Anyone else want to say anything to that? Do you know about the injuries this season?
Yeah, I think most players, as the season goes on, they're carrying little knocks. Not enough to keep them out of the game, you know. But as Ash said, Sonny was injured the whole of last season, played through it, and he had the operation during the summer. So hopefully he's okay.
Ash, mate, it was an injured Doggy or a Davis. He says, "What would you choose?"
I would definitely choose an injured Doggy. Sounds wrong, right? Oof. Yeah, I'd rather have a sweet doggy. Yeah. I'd rather have him than a Davies, because it's just I can get into it. But
I'd say his nickname in the dressing room is probably Rover.
You can imagine. Think about it. You can imagine. Ange, couldn't you? Here, Rover. Come here, boy. Here, boy. Come on, boy. Come over. You can imagine him.
I don't know what the proper pronunciation is, whether it's Odoji or Udogie or whatever. There's so many different ones going around, you know. Udogie. Yeah. Because when he goes up on the transfer list, how much is that doggy in the window, you know?
Oh, there's no trouble, man.
With that, no, that's the last of my jokes for the night. That's all right, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Philip was a comedian back in the day.
I mean, I'm a fan of that jokes, to be fair. So keep them coming.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, he is actually quite good crack. Philip is a drummer on the Tuesday night, isn't he, Mary? He does Tom Jones on the Wednesday, and he's a drummer on the Tuesday. But he's actually a very good drummer, Ash. To be fair to him, he plays up in a place up in Dublin. And he was telling me, do you remember that, Philip? You played for 2 weeks, and what somebody put into the jar?
We have a tip jar. We have a tip jar in front of the stage, you know, just for that, you know, to make a few bob for the night, shared out amongst them. One night we got absolutely nothing, and the other night we got Romanian rubles and Russian rubles, which are technically not worth the paper they're printed on over here, you know. So yeah. I think the most we made in a night is about 25 euros each, you
know. David says, I'm not scared of Villa. They have only won 2 away games this season, 3-1 at Burnley, 1-0 at Chelsea, but they have a red card, so Villa are beatable, and we will beat them. Of course we will, David. Absolutely spot on. Wait until someone puts in the transfer bid for Doggy. Tabloids will be using that, Philip. I bet your backside. Can see it now.
Yeah.
And then Daniela says, Romero is playing for Argentina tonight. Let's hope he doesn't play the whole game and comes out of the game match fit and ready. Yeah.
Let's hope he gets sent off. Get him sent off after 5 minutes.
Now, look, we broke it yesterday about the Qatari bids and about Jim Ratcliffe taking over Manchester United, which Colin, as a Man United fan, has his own views on it. And it got us thinking, and there was a rumour going around that Jake Shaman is about to put in a bid for Spurs. Now, we talked about this yesterday on Newsbeat, and me and Philip had our own words about it. And then the Qatari businessman, Sheikh Jazam, is now considering more likely to make a move to buy Tottenham from chairman Daniel Levy after his failure to buy Premier League rivals Manchester United. The 41-year-old, who is currently the chair of the Qatari Islamic Bank, offered $8 billion. Now, me and Philip worked this out, guys, to what was it, 7 billion we worked it out to be
it's near us. It's between 6.5 and 7 billion.
Yeah. Billion in cash to wipe out the Glazers debt and provide new facilities for Man United in exchange for the club in its entirety. I want to start with Colin on this first, guys, and then I'll get to you, Ash, then Mia, then you, Philip. Why did the Glazers turn that down, firstly, Colin? Because that's madness.
Yeah, it is madness. I mean, some of the numbers aren't quite correct. It was an 8 billion total. because obviously, like I said, they were going to wipe out the existing debt that the Glazers had. And some of that money was also going into infrastructure in Manchester itself as well. And it wasn't all just for the club. That's what he pledged. He pledged 8 billion, basically. The actual offer, I believe, was 5.6 billion or something like that. The Glazers wanted 6 billion minimum. They didn't get it. Sheikh Jassim was like, well, I'm not paying any more. You can nanas if you think I'm paying any more, you know. But they've turned it down for the simple fact of Sir Jim's given him 1.3 billion, I think it is, for 25% of the club. And obviously there's all these new TV rights coming in, and the Super League is going to turn its head again. You know, that's coming back. So they're thinking, you know, well, we're worth to us 6 billion now. You know, in a couple of years' time, we might be able to try and sell the club for 10 billion. So it's all about profit and money making. That's all they care about, and that's basically why they've rejected it now.
Look, Ash, as a football fan, just put your Tottenham hat to one side, but as a normal football fan, are you worried about these big sort of oil-rich countries coming in, taking over on our football clubs in the Premier League? Do you think that it can end in only one way, with the game going bang?
I think so, because the way things are looking at the moment, it's literally money talks. That's how I'm seeing it, because a lot of the wealth in Europe at the moment seems to be in the Premier League. The rest of Europe is not really financial viable for these massive tycoons, these superpowers, these super giants that have all this money. And you've seen already how many clubs have been taken over by these oil-rich nations. And if it's not the Saudis, then it may be the Qataris. Do you know what I mean? And it seems like a bidding war between the two. Like Man City, they're not obviously done by the Saudis, they're the Qataris. But then you look at Newcastle, they're Saudis, and they're just constantly looking to look for new clubs where they can take over. And at the moment, I like Man United. I thought all the Man United fans I was talking to, they were hoping and praying that they could get this deal over the line, but unfortunately it hasn't gone their way. And a lot of them are gutted from what I've been speaking to, because they thought this was the key. They would be able to buy Mbappe and just get ridiculous players inside, you know. But like, I'm kind of glad it never happened, because I didn't want Man United to become filthy rich, and because it just evens out the playing field. I want it to be, apart from Man City, like Man United have been dominating for so long. And if they came back and it was just a 2-horse race again, it would be boring. It would kill the Premiership, in my opinion. I wanted to see another club, and I wanted to see like an even playing field. I just want to see Pep out, if I'm being honest. If Pep comes out, it evens up the stakes for everyone, and it makes the league competitive and more watchable. And that's what it is for me.
Yeah, you're right in that. And Mia and Philip, Mia, we've got Jim Ratcliffe here. He's offered 1.3. They've accepted that. So that's good for us, because the Qataris make him in and buy Tottenham. Would you be pleased at that? Do you think Levy will accept a Qatari bid? Do you think they will make an offer for Levy he cannot refuse?
No, I don't think he will, because I think his plan anyway was always to stay around. I don't think he wants to give it up. I can't see him giving it up unless it's a substantial offer, like one that he sincerely cannot refuse. And I can't see that happening. I think maybe somebody can come along and say they partly like give money to it, if that makes sense. Like they put in some money and have like a part kind of ownership type one, but I don't think they're going to do. I don't think, like I say, a full ownership is going to be done. No way. No. I can't see it.
And look, Philip, I always look for you for guidance and your history of football and your knowledge of the game for the years you've watched it. Where do you think this will land us? Because you're very much on the side of you think football's now gone out of control. We said it earlier on Newsbeat that it's football eating itself alive. Do you think we've took a wrong turn somewhere over the years? And is that when the Premier League was established? Do you think that's when the problem started?
Well, yeah. I mean, up to 1992, football was a very parochial game, really. very few foreign owners, very few foreign players. You think about it. And since 1992, that's completely changed. I mean, I think it's 13 of the Premiership clubs are now owned by foreign owners, maybe 12, 13. It's not necessarily a bad thing, you know, because they obviously, when they bring money into the game, like, but there is exceptions. That the Manchester City situation where they can do what they like and get away with it, that's unacceptable. You know, they can break financial fair play like willy-nilly and nobody holds them to account. Chelsea are going to be the same now with the Abramovich thing, you know. I think my worry is it's the escalating transfer prices, which, I mean, there's players worth 20 million being sold for 60 million. That can't continue. There's the wages. Like, I keep going back to the fact that Jimmy Greaves never earned as much as 100 quid a week in his career. And when you think of some of the players today that earn 20 grand a week, 20 grand would be very low. They're not fit to lace your man's boots. So money has done good things for the game. I think it will eventually kill it. But at the moment, the Manchester United situation, I think it's quite frankly ridiculous. How the Glazers are hanging in there just to make more, to bleed the club dry as they've been doing for the last 15 years or whatever. They should have taken the Qatari offer and got rid of them completely. The Glazers, and took the money and run. Because I can't see how they hope to make more money. Like, surely you can't take it with you. Those guys must be multi-millionaires already. Is it just pure greed that they want more money? Are they not thinking of the fans like Colin, who would love to see them gone and never come back, with a new owner who can sweep things clean and get things United back where they should be again? So, you know, then is this guy going to move on to Tottenham? I have mixed feelings on that. You know, will Daniel Levy do a deal? Will he accept an offer? It's going to need to be 4 or 4.5 billion before he does it, in my opinion. And I honestly can't see. We might see an offer of 3 billion coming in, so that'll be rejected out of hand. So I really don't think anything's going to change. I hope it does change, but I don't think it will change. Ownership at Tottenham will stay the same.
Yeah, but look, if you're playing devil's advocate here, you look at United and how they run. You look at Chelsea now in a lot of trouble as well for what they did on the Abramovich era, doing what we did back in the 80s, and they're looking like to get points deductions. Everton are looking like to get points deductions as well. Do you guys think? I don't know who wants to take this, but do you think we could actually look at Daniel Levy and Enoch and think, okay, we've had our problems with you, but off the field, you've made it a far better club. You've made it self-sustainable, that we can earn our own money. Where you look at United, you look at Chelsea, you look at Man City, all relying on oil nations to run them. And once they pull out, they're in a lot of trouble. So, look, Ash, do you want to go first on that? Do you think Levy should get some credit, because he does get an awful lot of hits?
I mean, what was meant to happen was the appointment of Scott Munn was meant to push him further away from the club.
Yeah.
And so if a takeover was to happen, he would still be involved in the club, the day-to-day running of the club, but it would be more on the commercial side.
Yeah.
And the footballing side would belong to the other owners that will come into the building. So a bit like United situation, where I think the Glazers are in a win-win situation at the moment, because as you said before, Jim Ratcliffe owns 25% and they're dealing with commercial assets. So if Man United do well, then commercially or globally, their profits go up. Do you know what I mean? Because if the brand's on the stock market, they're doing well. So similar situation with Levy. If he's not involved in the footballing side of things, and then we've got another owner, then basically, in theory, because we all know that's not going to happen, but in theory, Levy will be further away from the club. This other part owner, they would inject more funds into the club. Therefore, there should be more money on the footballing side to spend on players. And that should give us more room. Not that we haven't got a lot of room anyway in FFP, because apparently we've got over 400 million to spend on FFP. But in today's market, I mean, players are like 100 million anyway. Like an average player is 50 million. They're talking about Ivan Toney, for example. He's going to be well in excess of over 100 million. Like Rice was 105. So how much is Toney going to be? And remember, Rice only had 2 years. Toney will have 2 years as well. So I'm expecting crazy amount of money. So if we ever go for players now and we got taken over and clubs got wind of that, then it'll be interesting to see if Levy was still handling negotiations, because I know he can't stop like getting involved in that. Because even when Paratici took over, he said he was going to take a step back, and then all of a sudden we heard how Levy's going over to Portugal to close the deal for Pedro Porro. I mean, I thought you're not getting involved, so it's one of those ones where,
trip.
Yeah,
he fancied the trip over there.
Maybe he wanted a bit of sun. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a weird one, because it just, when we first heard about the stadium, we thought, okay, the stadium's going to be the game changer. It wasn't. And then we heard about the concerts, and then we thought that might boost the revenue and help to. And then we heard that the stadium, the debt was long-term debt, so it wouldn't affect our spending, etc. But it just feels like the same old same. So even if someone took over, I'm not completely convinced that much would change with Spurs and the way we operate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I think
go on, Philip. Sorry.
I think if someone like Jameer, whatever you call him, the Sheikh, took over, I think Levy would be gone out the door, gone, never to be heard of again, because he'd have to sell his shares. So he would have no financial interest in the club anymore. And can you see a new owner, knowing the history of what's going on with Spurs fans and Levy, keeping him at the club? I think he'd be sunning himself in the Bahamas within a week of the sale. I mean, that's just my opinion. I think if we're sold 100%, Levy is no longer at the club.
Yeah, and David Clark said, sorry, Mia, go on.
But does he have to sell his shares? He doesn't have to, right? Because even though he owns less shares, they can sell. Obviously, Joe Lewis can sell his part, but it doesn't mean that Levy has to sell his, right? Am I incorrect? They don't.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, but
he doesn't.
He doesn't have to.
No.
But if the guy's condition for buying the club is 100% ownership, then he has to.
Yeah. The thing is with Sheikh Jassim, it'll be exactly the same as what he proposed to United. 100% of the club.
Yeah.
And he won't. Yeah. He's already turned around and said he's not interested in buying parts of clubs. He wants 100% ownership of any club he purchases.
Yeah. That backs up my point that Levy will be gone. It happens.
Yeah. Look. All I want is the best for Tottenham Hotspur, and that's all I ever want. It's the best for our club. And if he comes in and he spends the money, gives Andrew war chest to match, to go toe-to-toe with Man City or Man United, then we're all laughing. That's all we want. We want our club to be successful, want our club to win stuff. But, you look what we've done. We've got a fantastic stadium. We've got fantastic training facilities. We've got a stadium which can be multi-use for other things. So, look, I'll start with you, Philip. Is this the way football's going now? The way the stadium's being used, the way Tottenham do things now? Is this the blueprint how to run a football club in Europe?
Yeah, but most other clubs won't be able to, because they don't have NFL pitches underneath the football pitch or above the football pitch or wherever it is. They don't have the infrastructure to have. Well, that's any Premiership ground can hold a rock concert. That's no problem, right? But we've got the facilities, the bar, the 360-degree bars around the stadium. We're so well set up for things like that. No other club is, and we've really stolen a march on them. We're 5 years ahead of any other club in the Premiership regarding facilities for concerts and whatever you have in yourself, because they're going to have to adapt their grounds to it. We've already done it. So
and I mean, look, Mia, look. If the Premier League went bang, right, and football went bang completely, are Tottenham in a better place than some other clubs in the Premier League to survive if that did happen?
I guess the way we run, we don't rely on outside money, right? We rely on the money that we get. But obviously, if it all went bang, then that would obviously mean that we wouldn't have that money also. So yeah, that's true. Well, look. Just a quick answer, yes or no from you all on this. Philip, will Tottenham be bought? Do you think by this time next season, could we be under new ownership?
I hope so, but I doubt it.
Mia?
No, I very much doubt it.
Ash?
No.
Colin?
No.
There you go. For me, I don't think so either. But look, we can all hope and dream. We can all hope and dream. Look, all we want is our club to survive, is to win trophies and be competitive. That's all we want. And with Ange in charge, I think we're going to get that. So all above the Ange train as Mia goes choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Can I just make one point there? So a comment going through about, we're talking about FFP and Chelsea and Manchester City and Everton. Out of those three clubs are the ones that are under the microscope at the moment for irregularities, right? And I can bet my bottom dollar the only one of those clubs that get punished is Everton.
Yeah, that's true.
The other two will worm their way out of it.
We just got Just a Harmless Potato. Firstly, I love the name. Secondly, I love the picture. It just reminded me of something out of Toy Story. Mr. Potato Man as a kid. Do you remember that, Mia, back when we were kids? What was it, Potato Man or Potato Head?
Mr. Potato Head.
Potato Head.
I don't know what you're talking about. Only Mr. Potato Head I know is from Toy Story.
Yeah, but no, there was a thing back when I was a kid. You used to put a face on this potato. It was quite fun.
Maybe I'm not being offensive, but could that be because you're Irish?
Yeah, I'm probably slightly older than you as well. Yeah. Anyway, Just a Harmless Potato. I can easily imagine a global super league with clubs from America, Europe, and Asia within the next 15 to 20 years. Do you think that could happen?
Yeah, possibly, quite possibly. As you guys said already, they're gonna keep coming back for the Super League idea, and so they're gonna want to look at Saudi Arabia already. I'm pretty sure they're trying to figure out a way how to kind of make like a World Club Cup that involves them, because they've got a lot of players, haven't they? And I can see them somehow getting involved and making a club World Cup, because it was mentioned by one of our FIFA presidents, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did you not hear that the Saudi Arabian club that the Garden Gnome used to manage is the third most popular club in the world?
Wow, did not know that.
Did you see?
They want to get them into the Champions League.
That is true. That is
did you see about
true.
them? Did you see that report saying that they're going to come into the Champions League?
Yeah.
They're going to.
Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah.
I don't imagine they're the third most popular club in the world. I never heard of them until last season.
In their dreams. In their dreams.
What do you reckon, Colin? Are you a big Al Hadihad fan?
Oh yeah, I fly over every single week and go watch them. Every single week without fail. You know what? Apart from the players that have left Europe, like Ronaldo and co, I couldn't name a single player. I don't even know a team.
Well, I know. Look, just very.
I know El Hatihad, and that's about it.
Look, just very quickly. Look, Jota went over there. He's now looking for a new club. Hopefully, he comes to Tottenham.
He's coming back home in January.
Yeah, a lot of players went over there, guys. And look, I'll start with you, man, and then I'll go around the houses. Do you think the players just saw money and that was it? The hell with the consequences. I can earn how much I can earn in a week. What I'm earning in a year here. Do you think that's all it was just pure money?
Yeah, of course it was. Of course, man. Like, have you not seen some of the list of things that they got? It wasn't just money. It was like houses and cars and all sorts. Of course they did. Of course. They saw that money, and then those money signs went up, lit up in their eyes, man, like they're doing the cartoons. That's what they saw, was money.
What do you reckon, Ash? What do you reckon of the Saudi Pro League? What's your thoughts on it?
It is what it is. I think even Gareth Southgate came out and he was like, listen, you get one life. If that money was offered to me, I'm gone. Henderson was campaigning for the rainbow, LGBT plus, and all of a sudden they showed him the house, the watch, the land. He said, hey, yo, I can't even like at my age, I need to behave myself. I'm still with you guys, but I mean, if you're not with me, I mean, I understand, I get it, and I can't blame him. I'll be real.
I tell you one thing. I think we will all say, we'll do it. If a club came, if we were playing football, all of us, right, and they came in to say to us, right, we're going to give you a bucket load of money, a house, a Ferrari, and a Porsche, and a Lamborghini, and servants and cooks and helicopter, and that, you would take it. It's human nature, isn't it? You would take
football life is short. It's a very short window. And so when, like, do you know how many footballers go broke and go depressed and have problems? If they don't go into TV or coaching, that's it. So when you're like 35 and you get offered the world and you're like, listen, this might have to, I don't know. Susie, do you want to come? Come, let's go. Do you know, just ask the missus and then I makes sense to me.
I have a thing about it. You can't blame them, but I've got to think about it. If a player is 30, 31, 32, and he gets an offer from Saudi, jump at it. No problem, because you're trying out your career. You can make money that'll keep you in your retirement or whatever. It's the young ones, it's 21, 22-year-olds that I'd worry about. Because say they don't succeed out there, the 2 years out in Saudi Arabia, okay, they've got a shitload of money bringing home with them. Will they ever be able to resurrect their career after playing in the Farmers League for 2 years?
Yes.
Just a thought.
Yeah, go on, Colin. Sorry.
I mean, I'm 30 years old. I'm not in the prime anymore. But if one of these Saudi clubs are watching this channel, they're in the top 3 in the world. This channel's top 1 in the world. If you're watching, I'll sign a 1-week contract with you. No questions asked. I won't even play. I'll make you a cup of teas or something. Just throw me money. I'm fine. I'm fine with that.
All these channels are up for sponsorship, by the way, for anyone who's watching from the Saudi Pro League.
Look at you lot twerking for the money, man. What is the matter with you?
Hey, for £425,000 a week, I'll do more than twerk.
Saudi, if you're listening, he really doesn't want the money, and don't worry, we won't give her none. If we get there, we won't give her none. Stay here.
We'll even promote your World Cup ambitions. Don't worry. We know how that works too. It's it. Brown envelopes. That's it. Brown envelopes lift on tables. Yeah, that's very good. Look, that actually brings us on to the World Cup. And look, we know the World Cup's been expanded. We know it's going to go to, I think, 46 teams. I think, if I'm rightly, for 48 teams.
Yeah, it has to be a round number, divisible by 4.
So this is the thing now. Look, this for me is ridiculous. Now, for the first time, the World Cup will include 48 teams, an expansion by 16, compared with the previous 7 tournaments, where the team was split into 12 groups of 4, with the top 2 of each group and the 8 best third place teams progressing into a new round of 32, as approved by the FIFA Council on March the 14th, 2023. Now, this is set to be the first expansion and change of any kind in the competition's format since 1998. Now, the total number of games played will increase from 64 to 104. The number of games played by teams reaching the final will increase from 7 to 8. The tournament is expected to last between 38 and 40 days, and increase from 32 days of 2014 and 2018 World Cups. Each team will still play 3 group matches. The final match day at club level for players named in the final squad is May the 24th. Clubs have to release their players by May 25th, with exemptions granted to players participating in continental club competition finals up until May the 30th. The 56 days of the combined rest, release, and tournament periods remains identical to the 2010, 2014, 28 World Cups. Now, look, we know it's going. We know that it's been expanded. Now, for the 2030 World Cup, this is where it gets a bit in Disneyland.
Oh,
now
crazy.
This is now the voting for the 2026 World Cup, the next World Cup. Now, why I put that up is everything is fine, but the last bit, Iran voted for option none of the bids. So Iran didn't vote for anyone. Iran didn't want any of them to get the World Cup.
They don't want a World Cup. They don't want
a World Cup. While Cuba and Slovenia and Spain abstained. So as you can see, the United States, Canada, and Mexico have won that. Now, the 2030 World Cup. This is where it gets a bit Disneyland. Now, instead of only 3 hosts, there's 6 hosts. Now, you've got the 3 hosts, Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay are anniversary match co-hosts. So, look, I'll start with you, Colin. Has the World Cup lost its soul? Has the World Cup lost its marbles in that way? Because you've got 3 teams in South America hosting. You've got 3 teams in Europe. So what happens if you get paired with a South American group in South America? So do you fly over to South America and then fly back to Europe to play a team in Europe? How's it going to work?
I have no idea how it's going to work. And I don't even think they have an idea how it's going to work, to be honest with you. They just think it's a good idea. I'm presuming, though, when you get put into your groups, you'll be given a nation where you're going to be playing. You know, I don't think they'll be like, well, you're playing Argentina, so go fly over to South America. Oh, you got Portugal, fly over to Portugal. I don't think they'll do that. I think it'll be set in one little area. But my God, that's just confusing. And you've depressed me a lot as well, because you tell me about all these new matches and the amount of matches. That means I've got to endure more of Southgate football, and I hate international football as it is.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Ash? Do you know, we all, like all of us as kids growing up watching the World Cup, for me, it was 82, then 86 was my first proper World Cup I can remember. Maradona scoring a brilliant goal and then scoring the first goal with his head, scoring a brilliant goal with the second goal.
He's still at it. He's still at it.
I'm still at it. Yeah, I'm convinced. Right, he didn't touch his hand, but other people differ. Other people differ.
What do you mean?
Only the whole entire civilized world.
You leave
the
my
entire civilized world.
You leave my Maradona.
Blind? Is your Irish eyeballs not working properly?
Leave my Maradona alone. He's a folk hero over here in Ireland. He's a hero for us.
Yeah,
leave Maradona alone,
wouldn't he?
Yeah, leave our little Maradona alone. So look, do you think the World Cup, in your eyes, Ash, has lost its sort of appeal to fans? Do you think it's another tournament now?
This absolutely stinks. Oh my days! Why are they doing this? I say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Come on, like, what's going on? Like, they're just touching up the I don't know what to say, because that's going to completely ruin things. The players traveling as well. Can you imagine the time differences?
Do you know something there? Just kind of
broadcaster level as well.
Yeah.
But you know one thing there? They're talking about FIFA saying they want to be carbon neutral by a certain date. Then they're going to increase the amount of transatlantic flights by about 50%, having these games played all over the world. So, you know, it's a bit of a joke. But I think it's absolutely crazy. Because let's face it, okay, say you're based in South America for the group stages, right? What happens if you're drawn against a European-based team in the next round? You have to fly back over to Europe. You know, it's unavoidable. There's going to have to be a lot of travel coming over and back there, unless the thing that the draw is totally fixed. But no, I think that's an absolute joke. As you say, Ash, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The World Cup in its current format is fine. Leave it at that.
Look, Mia, look, it is 100 years since the first World Cup back in 1930, and I've been saying for months and years, just play it in Uruguay. Play it where the first World Cup was, play it. And if you want to share it, say, with, Uruguay or Brazil, or Uruguay with Argentina, or Uruguay with Paraguay, fine, co-host it. They've done it before in Japan in 2002. Japan and South Korea, they co-hosted the World Cup. It's been done before. European Championships.
But they're beside each other. There's no problem with that. They're beside each other. That
way it should be done. This is madness, isn't it? This is absolute proper madness by FIFA.
Crazy. It's absolutely. I don't know what. Well, I kind of probably do know what is money, but it's just a madness to do this. To allow this to happen, I just can't understand it. And they're so confusing to what, like, the whole thing just baffles my head. And that isn't how it should be. Like, it should just be simple, how we used to play it. Like, what's wrong with that? What was wrong with what we had? I don't understand.
So, look, I don't know, but where was the question I had there? Well, I don't know. Oh, yeah, here we go. Look, with the Champions League and now the World Cup being expanded, look, is player welfare being ignored? It is player welfare. Is it got to a point where a player is either going to collapse from exhaustion, he's going to collapse because something's physically wrong with him? We've had players collapse before on pitches due to heart defects that nobody knows about. And PHILLIP did say yesterday that, look, all the clubs now have the best facilities, have the best doctors, and they're all being checked. But some do slip through the net. Is it FIFA and UEFA and the Premier League and all the leagues, are they just seeing money here? Or, are the players just ornaments they can just move around? Because they know that if he doesn't play, there's another group coming behind them. It's like a forever conveyor belt, isn't it? With players just one after the other, one after the other. So will player welfare ever be taken seriously in this game? Ash, do you want to go first on that?
Not when it comes to money. And there's documentaries that I still haven't watched, actually, to be fair, and I need to watch it. But on the FIFA corruption, everybody knows about it. It's out there. So what more can we say? They want more football so they can have more TV rights, and deals are being done behind our backs. They don't really care about the players' welfare. I think they're in it for their own agendas, and this has been going on. If you look at the Ballon d'Or over the last few years, you have to be a Barcelona player or a Real Madrid player to win the Ballon d'Or, in my opinion. It's very far and few between other clubs that get that title. So Michael Owen, he won it when he went to Real Madrid. David Beckham got in a shout with it, and the rest is history, because most of the other players, they're not going to be English, are they? They're going to be from Spain. So you just know what's going on there. So this is no different, in my opinion. Like it smells. Yeah,
it does. It does. I mean, look, if you are enjoying this, please hit the like button and subscription button. Please pick up your memberships. And if you want, the chat is hopping tonight. So if you want to send in the super chat, it does help. We know it's tough times out there, but it does help keep me and Philip doing what we love doing, which is content and bringing you the best shows around. So if you put a super chat in, it gets to the very top, and we take your point and make it into a discussion. If you don't like what we're talking about, put in the super chat and move us into a different discussion. So, it's all up to you, but please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. We've only got 14 likes. Come on, guys. We can do better than that. Mia, look, we all love the game. We all love the World Cup. We all get excited 4 years' time if England qualify, like with Ireland, if we ever do qualify, which might never happen. Thank God Stephen Kenny's going. So it took me 50 minutes before mentioning his name, Philip, before he said anything.
Right, that's your 10 seconds of fame gone now on Stephen Kenny. So move on.
Stephen Kenny, yeah. So look, we all saw the FIFA documentary and how corrupt it was, Mia. Do you think this corruption is still going on now?
Yeah, of course. Of course it is. Like, when we talk about the players' welfare, they don't care as long as they're making money. Like, there's not, like, I know they keep an eye on, but keep having flights and stuff is no good for your blood pressure. It's no good for your health. Like, also the recirculated air. It's just no good for in general. Even if they're not feeling, they can feel more fatigued from it. But they don't care, because all they care about is money. So of course it's still corrupt. Of course, that's why they want to make the money, more money, because it's corrupt. They don't give a damn about those players.
No,
who can get injured or what could happen.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, Ash, if you ever do watch it, there was one person there. He just rents a hotel room for his parrot. That's it. Nobody else lives there, just his parrot. That it's the most bizarre bit of TV I've seen. Now, Colin, you've watched the documentary, haven't you, on the FIFA on Netflix?
Yes.
What did you make of it as a football fan? What was your thoughts on it? And do you think any lessons have been learned from that, or do you just think it's gotten worse?
Very difficult question to answer, because obviously there's certain things I can't say. I don't think lessons have been learned at all, if I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think they have been learned. I mean, going to, like what you're saying about player welfare, the official line is player welfare is at the utmost importance. That is their official line. Player welfare is at the utmost importance. Obviously, I can't really say much more than that. Obviously, you know reasons why.
I know reasons why. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Sorry.
Personal opinion.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot, Colin. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. But personal opinion, I think that much more needs to be improved.
Yeah. Look, Philip.
Can I say something about the player welfare?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Well, this just is a very quick point.
Question on that.
Yeah, well, but just the comment I have on it, just a brief comment, is slavery was supposed to be abolished, right? You bring these extra World Cup matches, the extra Champions League matches in, we're going to have a situation where we've got highly paid slaves literally doing what their masters tell them to do. Doesn't matter if they fall flat in their face through exhaustion, they're going to keep them going. I know they're getting well paid for it, but it's I mean, the players' unions need to start standing up to these extra matches and say enough is enough. Anyway, sorry, what's the question then?
No, just look, I've seen a lot of football. We all have, and probably Philip, you're around for the 60s and 70s and seen football probably in its purest, in its probably best form of when footballers were footballers. You know, footballers and fans were together as one. You know, it was run like a proper family business, if you know what I mean. And you look at the likes of Derby won the league 1 year, or Nottingham Forest can come up from the second division and beat the likes of Liverpool and go on to win the European Cup. Aston Villa could win the league and win the European Cup. Where do you think football changed from becoming a very level playing field to a place where only the elite will win, and where others don't? Where?
I'll have to park that question for 10 minutes. Really, something's just cropped up. I have to go for 10 minutes. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll take Philip. Ash, I'll send that to you, man. Where do you think? Do you know, we can all remember football back in the day. So where do you think it changed? Where everything was on a plain level field, and then it's just now gone. Only the selected few win.
I think we already addressed it, to be fair, since the introduction of Sky coming in, putting all that money into the league. Blackburn was like one of the richest clubs at the time, and they ended up winning the league. And then that was like the blueprint for everyone else. Do you know what I mean? Since then, a lot of clubs have been manufactured. They're not actually built from the ground up. They're not renovated. So it's a money ball thing, really. And it's not just even club football. I think it's a bit of like international as well, because you've got poor Ireland. You've got the likes of Rice. Rice should be Irish. Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish should be Irish. And you guys would have qualified. Hold on, I might have some tissue somewhere. Hold on.
Yeah, hang on.
Screens.
I need some tissues. Hang on. Let me get my green.
You've got tissues close to your computer, Ash.
Yeah. Let me get my Irish flag. Let me fly into my national flag here. Sorry.
Yeah, normally let it dry up, but so yeah, basically, there's corruption everywhere. Is what I'm saying. There's corruption, not just at club level. I think international. I think even the way the academy situation at the moment now. Yeah. Players are getting taken from even younger, like contracts are being signed at 6 years old. You know, people scouting a lot of these players from other countries.
Yeah.
So that sometimes we're not even rearing our own. We're going to other countries and we're taking them from like 14 now, and we're putting them into academies. So even that in that self is a bit like dodgy. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
corruption.
I mean, you look at United, right? Back in the day, Colin would back me up in this. The class of '92, the youngsters that came in, they did it. Thanks, you're very kind, Ash. Do you think they did it the right way? I'll start with you in this, Colin, because you're a United fan. So, do you think they did it the right way with the way they brought the kids in, the way Ferguson had the infrastructure of United, the way he run it, the way he run it like a military operation? You know, everything went through him. Is that the way to run the football club?
I think that is the way. I mean, you look at, well, I say is the way. I mean, football's changed so much now, you know, compared to what it was. I mean, I think the way to run a football club in a minute is probably how Brighton are doing it. You know, they've always got talent coming through constantly. They can get rid of the players and they've got somebody just as good waiting to come in. And that's not always coming through youth academy. Now, obviously, everybody knows, if there's people that I've watched before and seen me, I've worked at that kind of level, you know, as a coach and everything before. I'm a massive believer in training the youth and nurturing them. And I think anybody from that younger level needs that. And, you know, they should get a chance to go up. progression through the youth rank system into the first team or reserves or wherever they make it is the best way for me to go about running a football business, because that's your future, that's your next generation.
And Mia, look, do you think Tottenham have got that coming through now, that next generation? Do you think we're getting it right eventually at Tottenham with our youth system and our under 21s and under 18s having such great starts in the season?
It's Joe what? Yes, we are having a great time of it. The under 18s, the under 21s. But whether they're going to be good for the future is a wait and see, right? We'll have to wait and see on that one, because until they play first team football, we won't know, because we've had others come through and look at them. Tanganga didn't make it. Ollie Skip, you know, like we have had players, but they've just not made it. So until they play first team football and maybe get experience, maybe if they do go out on loan, we're not going to know, innit? That's the thing.
Yeah, and Ash, look, you always look at United with class of '92 with the Beckhams and the Scholes and the Neville brothers, and you sort of sit and wish that could be at my club. What did they do right? What we haven't done? What did they do right? We've done wrong over the last, say, 10, 15, 20 years at Tottenham.
I just think I was looking at the David Beckham documentary, and I think you guys have said it already, where Sir Alex Ferguson literally handpicked the players. Like, it's completely different now in terms of how they scout and how they operate and take the younger players in. But he had an eye for players, and he had a philosophy as well to go along with it. So when he said signed David, was it from Notts County? I can't remember the team it was from, but yeah, when he signed them anyway, you know, he had already watched him like in person, and then he just literally nurtured them from that age, and there was quite a lot of them, and they all kind of came up together, and then he was able to kind of push them into the first team. And even it was mad, because when I watched the documentary, sorry to kind of go off in a different direction, but when I watched the documentary, I was surprised to find out how much of a father figure he was, and how they didn't even want to leave the club. Like, David didn't want to leave, and when the coach was ready, he was ready to push him out. And that's how much power and control Alex Ferguson had over that club. And no wonder they're doing so bad at the moment, because no other manager has that type of say in how a club's run. And when you look at culture as well, obviously Andrew's come in and he's trying to change that, but it's such an interesting thing to kind of see how they come in and they, you know, manipulate these type of things, and how they kind of create that kind of atmosphere and energy, and how they break and bridge the difference between, you know, Klopp did it as well when he came in. He got the chefs talking, the people that were cleaning the boots, everyone was on the same level, everyone had to shake hands, and that's what it's all about. It's all about being a team. But again, it started from the ground up. And Sir Alex Ferguson in that David Beckham documentary, like, clearly shows how he was the one that kind of raised Beckham, made him into a star that he is now. But what I did like as well in that documentary, like, no one was bigger than Alex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is his, he did start his youth career at Tottenham, David Beckham, which not a lot of people know. From 87 to 91, he was at Spurs. Then from 89 to 91, he was at Brimsdown Rovers on loan. And then, of course, from United, from 91 to 94, he made his debut and scored that wonder goal against Wimbledon. I think, was that his debut? Around that time?
It wasn't his debut.
It wasn't his debut, no. But the reason he's at Tottenham because his granddad, didn't it? Because his granddad supported Tottenham, so that's why.
Yeah. And then we've got Just a Harmless Potato, who says Messi was 14 when he came to Barca. Of course, he had that very rare disease that needed treatment he could only get at Barca. So look, you look at Barcelona, you look at Real Madrid, they always get the best South American footballers. What makes them clubs different, say, to a club like Tottenham or a club like Arsenal and London clubs? What's the difference between the pair of them?
I personally think, like, they've created a pathway, and I think it's also to do with historically, they've always had those kind of global stars from South America. And so the kids coming from there, they know that's the route. If they want to make it in football and they want to get out of the favelas, then Barcelona is like the biggest achievement that you can. And also, I think what they're doing at Brighton as well, I kind of like, because they got the beach, they're able to get the South Americans in as well, because it's all about the culture and familiarity. So if you're coming from one beach, then you go into another beach, then you're more likely to go across. And I think with Barcelona, the climate slightly similar. I'm not saying it's 100%, but from when it's not like here, because Premiership I'm watching, and I'm thinking the only guys we had from Brazil were like Juninho, Silva, Gilberto Silva, sorry, Emerson, the goalkeeper. But apart from that, we didn't really have that many Brazilians come in. They all went to Spain. They all went to the Liga. All the top Brazilians I'm talking about, they all went over there first. And I think it is because of the historical aspect and the climate and even the language as well. Because I know Spain's Spanish and a lot of the Brazilians speak Portuguese, but the Argentinians, they speak Spanish.
Yeah, they do.
So
they do. I mean, look, Mia and Colin, look, we all love watching Brazilian football, Argentinian football, South American football, and you'd always go to Barcelona or Real Madrid and that. Where do you think the Premier League can learn from these Spanish teams? What's the one thing that you think they can take from them and say, do you know what, we need to do that better? If you could pick one thing. Colin?
I'm trying to think, to be honest with you.
I can't really think of anything that, I don't know, that really...
Do you know what, if you could, like Messi, if you wanted to attract Lionel Messi at 14, say, to Tottenham, and Barcelona said, we're going to give you this, we're going to give you that, what do you think Tottenham can say, do you know what, we can offer you something better, what Barcelona can't give you?
It's hard because you need to send the scouts over there, first of all. You need to have the relationship with the people that run the clubs. And then I think the method that a lot of clubs are doing, especially Man City, they have these like junior clubs or these feeder clubs around the world. And I think if that was possible for Spurs, if we could somehow, or even a Premier League team could buy a South American small club and, send players there that aren't like from our academy, and we sent some players over there and then vice versa. I think that's the way you start a relationship. I don't know how the logistics or how legal it is if you can actually just go and buy
Well, you can do multi-club ownership, because that's what Scott Munn, apparently he's an expert in that, in multi-club.
So maybe that's what we're trying to do. Maybe
does Spurs have something in a Brazilian club over in South America? I think we do. We have a link with some Brazilian club over there. Well, we used to. I can't remember. I know back in the early 2000s we had a link with a Brazilian club.
I think the other thing you got to think about as well is obviously going back a bit. It might have changed a bit now. Not sure. Not really proper clued up to it. But you got to think, for these Brazilian players and stuff, it was probably a lot easier to get work permits to go and play in Spain than what it would be in England.
Yeah,
so that could be a factor,
Do you think that's the bigger factor, work permit? I think it is. I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Colin. I think work permits is the big thing, and especially with the UK being out of Brexit, we're Brexit now, and it's made it harder to buy European players because the rules are different. And when they were all within the EU, everyone had the same rules to work by. But now they're out of the EU, they have different rules to what in England, the UK, what the European Union does. So do you think that's another obstacle in the way, guys, that why we can't get the best young players over to this country?
No, because other teams do it. I don't think so, no. Because I think if you're a team like Man City, they can get whatever players they want. It doesn't matter where they're from. So I don't believe that's so.
And it goes back to money talks, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that, but I don't think it is an issue.
Do you know what? I think you might be right in that. Money and it shows money in the game is ruining the game. It's ruining what we love about the game. And I can go back to remember what it was like in the 80s. Players were on £400 a week, £500 a week. Probably top players were on £600-700 a week, which is still a lot of money back in them days. Now players are on £100,000-200,000 a week. And it's mind-boggling. I mean, do you need that amount of money a week? Seriously. Do you
No.
know, as long as you've got enough money to pay your mortgage, buy a house, buy a nice car, and live comfortably, you really don't want 200-300 grand a week.
And do you think any of these players have got a mortgage?
Probably not. No.
That's what yeah.
Well, you know what it is?
Yeah, go on.
No, I was going to say, the reason why the Premiership is the most competitive is because we were doing what Saudi leagues are doing now. We were paying through the nose. And I think that's the reason why. Because at one point it was Serie A. Serie A, Italy, they were the one with money and everyone was going there. Do you know what I mean? So if we don't pay these players, then it makes other leagues stronger. I remember the Liga was a top league, top league at one point. It was better than the Premier League. And no English player or pundit would want to admit that. But literally, I think the Galactico era, that showed us where the power was, and they won all the Champions Leagues, even down to European Cup the other day. The Liga, they dominated that. Do you know what I mean? We couldn't get in that Europa competition.
No.
So money does talk, and it drives competition. It makes it more competitive, and I think that's where the Premier League, the most exciting league in the world. The fact that we've got so much competitive players, and it's so fast and aggressive and strong. It's just the way football's moved, unfortunately. But would you prefer a cap, Clement? Would you want a cap? Is that would make you?
Yeah, I would like I think there has to be some sort of a cap brought in. I don't know how it would work, but there have to be a salary cap brought in. Now, you can't have a transfer cap where teams can only spend so much. I don't know how that would work, but I think a salary cap would work, that teams can only pay so much to any player. You have a limit, and that's it. If you go over that limit, like they do in Formula One, they have a spending cap in Formula One. If a team breaks that, they get punished by either you lose 10% time in the wind tunnel, which is down to Aero.
Like Ash said, though, if that happens in the Prem, everyone's just going to go to other leagues where they can get more money. It makes zero sense to do that.
Yeah, but you've got to. But the problem is, you've got to. If we carry on the way we're going on, the football's going to go bang one day. The bubble's going to go burst, because you can't keep injecting it with oxygen. It's like a balloon. You put so much air into a balloon, it will go bang. And football will go banging one day, and then they're going to be left with clubs with masses of debt that can't pay it back, and teams are going to go bang.
See, the issue is, obviously, I know you're saying you want this salary cap, but if you actually look at if you actually look into it and do quite a bit of reading, technically there is a cap already, and it's called financial fair play. That is the cap.
But that doesn't work, though. The financial
because
fair play
there's
doesn't
ways.
work.
Yeah, because teams have found ways and loopholes to get through financial fair play. What they need to do is make financial fair play a lot stricter. You know, take out all these loopholes. These like stupid 8-year contracts and all this kind of stuff. They need to get rid of that and shorten it down. You know, you can only sign a player on a 5-year deal, maximum, stuff like that. But unfortunately, it's never going to happen, because the FA and all other kind of governing bodies to do with football are profiting off of every single transfer that's been made.
Conflict of interest. But it's crazy, because Tottenham, the way we structure our payments, and it's funny because Manchester United, I don't know who your highest paid player is, but I think for us, is it not Sonny on 190,000?
Yeah.
Very sure.
That's nothing compared to ours. Marcus Rashford's ours, and I think he's on 425 grand a week.
And this is what I'm saying. This is it. So us as Spurs fans, can you imagine? I think the next one's probably like Romero on 170 or something like that.
Harry Kane and Dombele were our highest paid players in our club, with 200 grand each.
Yeah. Well, the structure we do, and no, it's not Romero. I think it's Maddison. I think Maddison's on 170, and then I think it's Romero. But the three leaders, right? But basically, how Spurs have done their business before in terms of wage structure, how we've managed to keep it down, is we do it performance payments. So if you score goals, you get bonuses. If you make appearances, you get bonuses. Or if you get to a certain stage in the Champions League, or if you qualify for Champions League, you get bonuses. So it's all led on performances, which makes sense to me. Like, if you perform well, then you should be rewarded.
Yeah, that makes a good point, actually.
Going on what you're saying there, like, you know, you're looking at wage structures and that. One of our lowest earning players, technically first team lowest earning players, is Harry Maguire, and he's on £190,000 a week. That's at the top of your guys' wage. Do you know what I mean?
So you just see how Man United are run and how Tottenham are run, but much bigger club, of course, globally. You guys are giants, so you can afford to have that outlay, and I think you guys get like 65 to 70,000 every week in Old Trafford, even though it's breaking down. It's got holes in the roof. But
I mean, look, that's a very good point you make, Ash, because you look at United, you look at the stadium, it's totally fallen about. I mean, in '96, Old Trafford was used as a host stadium for the '96 European Championships in the UK. The championships coming, I think, when's it? 2028. Old Trafford wasn't even mentioned. Tottenham, Newcastle, and a few other stadiums in the Premier League. My fear is United. I mean, you've told me this as well, Colin. You know more about United than we all do. But my fear is United will come unstuck with the Glazers if they stay in charge. There will be a point where United might go, we cannot visibly carry on financially. So
see, the thing is with that, now that Sir Jim's taken over 25% of the club, the Glazers don't have to go anywhere. The money's there now because Sir Jim will put the money in. They don't have. I mean, the Glazers haven't put a penny in anyway. Even when they bought the club, they didn't put a penny in. But now Sir Jim's there. He's funding Manchester United now. The Glazers don't have to do anything apart from take money. They've got no worries now whatsoever.
So where's that money coming from, though? Is that coming more debt? Is that coming from more debt on United, or
no? Ineos is taking it. Ineos is taking the hit.
Can they afford to take the hit?
What they earn hundreds of billions of pounds every single year. So yeah, well, maybe not hundreds of billions, but yeah, you know what I mean. They earn billions of pounds every single year. They can happily take it. And when Sir Jim Radcliffe, you know, he owns quite a lot of Ineos anyway. All he's got to say is that I want this, this, and this. And he said, yeah, no worries. I mean, he's pumping £2 billion in already to United, you know, to fix the stadium and do this and do that. But it's the last thing I'll say on it. But very interestingly, the money that Sir Jim's paying, the Glazers are already decided within the next 3 years they're wanting to take out £582 million in dividends. That's how much they want in dividends over the next couple of years.
And look, Mia, you look at stadium rights names. You look at other clubs have taken sponsors as sponsor titles for their stadiums. Tottenham could be going down that route as well at some point. Do you think if we were bought out by, say, the Qataris and it's 100% takeover, and Tottenham have got unlimited wealth to buy anybody they want, do you think that will then go away, the sponsor stadium, and they can just call it White Hart Lane? Well, it's always will be White Hart Lane to us, but do you think that bit will go away? Or do you think if Vinik and Levy stay in charge, they will have to get a sponsor stadium in? Where were you going on that?
I think if we get bought out, it just depends on the owners and what they want from us. Like, if they run as well as a self-sustaining club, which they could well do, and inject some money, they might want to sponsor because they might want to have more money because they know there is the FFP. They might not be owners who are going to look to try and get through some loopholes of it. So, and if Enoch and Levy stay in charge, I think we will get a sponsor eventually. I think that we will get one, to be honest with you.
Yeah. We've got big up to Wayne Bonner here. This one's for you, Colin. He says, tell the Glazers to F off and give the directors with a friendly push. There should be nowhere near any football club. Yeah, that's true.
He's right.
Maybe Daniel Levy can invite them to the Skywalk, the Glazers. Give them
Can I be there when he does?
I know you want to be there. Look, I'm going to put it here now. I'm going to start with you, Mia, and then go to you, Ash. If you look at the Glazers and look at Daniel Levy, right, who's the better owner out of the two?
You'd have to say Levy because of how much more responsible he's been with the club, as in he hasn't taken dividends out and he's built a new stadium. So when you look at it on that side of it, the improvement from where we were as a club, where he's obviously done that, I guess you would say Daniel Levy. Although people don't want to hear it and say Enoch, and people are going to go, but this and but that. But if you look at overall, I would probably say
I didn't mean to put you on the spot, Mia. The point I was trying to make was you look at Levy and he had the both. You can both complain about both ownerships.
Of course.
You look at Levy, he's done it better than how the Glazers have run Man United. We've got a spanking new stadium.
Then you could say that they've won trophies too. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
exactly.
It depends on what you think overall as a club. If it's to do with trophies or it's a hard one to really.
It is a hard one. Where do you stand in that, Ash? You look at the Glazers; they've won trophies, but Old Trafford's fallen to bits. They're taking dividends out of Manchester United. Man United are in a lot of trouble financially. You look at Tottenham. We're structured well financially. We've got a spanking new stadium, a spanking new training facilities. The stadium is used for other things as well. We're making money. I do like that.
The embarrassing stadium. Is this what it's football? It's a football.
No, but we're going overall.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, we run better. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But what would I prefer as a football fan? I don't know.
Trophies.
I'm like, what are we doing here? Like every year, like I've been seeing my barber. I go to my barber's like all the time, right? And every time I sit down, he says, "Trophy this year? Trophy this year?" And I'm like,
who does your barber support, man?
We know who he supports. We know who he supports. But I've got like an Arsenal, I've got a Liverpool, then I've got some fake fan. He's Newcastle sometimes, and then I got a Chelsea.
Don't tell me you cheat on your barber, man. You should only go to one barber, innit? Like,
listen, I used to cut my own hair, and he was like, "Ash, I'm gonna give you a deal, and let me look after you." I said, "All right." This is before I knew his allegiance, so it was too late by then. But anyway, it's mad. It's like, this is the type of conversations we have to have as fans, you know? We got a great stadium. Yeah, guys. But you know what? Well, fair enough. Fair play. Like, he has run it like a business. Do you know what I mean? And we're not going to get relegated because of it. So, like, give him his dues. Like, as Mia said, for running a business, running a football club, he's really good at doing that. He's really good at getting those numbers, getting that spreadsheet right, making sure that all the I's and T's are crossed, and so you can't get him on that. You cannot. Do you know what I mean? But
get him on the other.
Would I prefer the Glazers? It's like, what do you prefer, like this or shit?
Well, look, listen, where I was coming with that was because, like Wayne, I can remember back to the 90s where we nearly went out of business, where I went to bed as a young Spurs fan crying because I didn't think we'd have a football club in the morning to support. Now, a lot of people watching might not be old enough to remember that. And, I remember it very, very well. And you're going to bed thinking, is Tottenham Hotspur going to exist in the morning? And to Alan Sugar and Terry Venables came in and saved the club, which we were always grateful to Alan Sugar. And everyone thinks Alan Sugar was the worst owner in the world. But if it wasn't for Alan Sugar and Terry Venables, we wouldn't be here talking about Tottenham Hotspur now. And it was very close to club going bang. The receivers were at the door. Midland Bank was saying, we want our 8 million, which you think now 8 million is nothing. 8 million was the difference between Tottenham existing and Tottenham never existing again. So when you look at it that way, you think, okay, Levy's done a very good job off the field, but on the pitch, he needs to do more. And you look at the Glazers, they've backed Fergie with money, they've won trophies, but they've let off the pitch.
No. They haven't backed Fergie with money.
Okay, come on then, United fan.
They haven't backed Fergie with money. Manchester United revenues that they earned over previous seasons backed Fergie with money. Not the Glazers. They have not put any money in whatsoever. They've got 90 million that they could put into United. That would let us sign players and beat financial fair play. Won't do it though, because they don't care.
So look, we've got one more thing to talk about, which is the Champions League going into expanding, and is it now a Super League in disguise? But just one last question on the Tottenham, Levy, Glazers, United thing. Mia, I'll start with you. Look, do you look at Manchester United now and think, is a bit of you that's annoyed that American owners have come in and probably destroyed one of the biggest clubs in Britain, in the UK? That they've come in and they've ran it into the ground to see where Man United are now?
No, not really. It's not my club, not my problem.
Really? I mean, I look at United, right? This is for me as a football fan.
Because you know why? I saw them win everything when I was a kid, and I would only be able to watch them because I had normal TV, yeah, so I wasn't able to watch Tottenham. I used to have to do teletext and refresh. I'm showing my age now, yeah, but that's what I had to do. So no, not my club, not my problem, man. No,
but if you're looking at I'm trying to look from a football fan's point of view. We all know United. You had the Busby Babes, you had Sir Matt Busby, you had Georgie Best. Look, we were successful in the 60s. So were United. Tottenham, I think, were more successful than United for a long periods of times over the years. But you can't help feel a little bit.
No.
You can't.
I'm a Tottenham fan before anything else, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a Tottenham fan first, so no.
Yeah, so am I. But as a football fan,
Colin's gone. Sorry, Colin.
No, it's all right. He can take it, Mia. He's fine. Now he's gone. You're all right, Mia. Man United are a load of shit.
Red as well. Anyone who wears red.
Yeah, that's it. But no, the point I'm trying to make is, if you're sticking your football hat on, right? Look, he's back again. Just be nice to him. Be nice to him.
I don't know what happened then.
No, well, we thought that you went off for the hop because what Mia said.
No. I don't worry about what people say. When the team's insignificant.
That's what I mean about Man United fans. How do you feel sorry for them? Stuff you. I hope you get relegated. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, we're not going to get relegated. We'll win a trophy again before you do.
This is it.
We'll win a trophy before you do. It's fine.
Just let Mia and Colin go for it. We just sit in the background, right? Round 2. Ding, ding.
Hey, I'm a nice person. I'm a nice person, but
But you support Man United. They wear red.
He actually doesn't. He actually supports Doncaster Rovers. He pretends he supports Man United.
Yeah, you need a Man United fan in your channel so you can take piss.
Yeah, that's true. Ten Hag, the only baldy man in the Premier League not to get it right. He must have read the Daniel Levy handbook, how to make cock-ups.
Quickest Man United manager to get to 50 wins.
Oh, bless him. He's a egghead.
Yeah. Bless him.
Most informed team.
Give me Ange any day of the week. Give me Ange Postecoglou any day of the
week. Give me that guy who only does well in small leagues, yeah.
Do I tell you one thing, by the end of the season, Colin,
what league did Ten Hag get winning? What league was Ten Hag before?
The Teletubby League. The Teletubby League.
So, and that's only better than Scotland, is it?
How far the Scottish teams? How far the Scottish teams get in Champions League? How far the Scottish teams get in Champions League?
The Scottish League is better than the Dane.
The Scottish League is equivalent to the league Doncaster Rovers playing, and that's League 2.
Yeah, well,
get out of here.
We got Ange Postecoglou. You've got an egghead. So there you go. I tell you, by the end of the season, Colin, you be saying to me and Mia and Ash and Philip, I would love Ange Postecoglou at our club. You'd be begging us. Can you give us Ange?
I've already said to you, Dermot. If Ange was an option before we got Ten Hag, then yes, I would have took Ange. But I'm 100% committed to Ten Hag, and nothing will change my mind.
That's not what you told me.
It's kind of mad.
You didn't tell me
I'm
that.
questioning him. I'm questioning him, but
you said
I'm
to me,
behind him.
Colin. You said to me, Colin. You said I would love Ange at the club. I even want Poch at the club. I want something Tottenham has. I want it at Man United. Tottenham is the future. Man United is the past.
Why are you sounding like an Arsenal fan?
Ooh.
Oh,
Right? Can I just get rid of him? That's it. He's gone.
I was gonna say Ten Hag failed the interview.
I'm only joking, Colin.
yeah, he did fail the interview at Tottenham,
He
innit?
said he lacked charisma.
Yeah.
I would have.
I don't care as long as he wins.
Very quickly though, why do you think he got? I think. Why do you think he went in for an interview with Levy? Right. What do you think lost him that interview? I would
His
love
head
to be
was shinier.
You reckon?
Bald envy. Bald enviness.
Levy looked at him. He went, "Now you got to shine your head to me. Go on, get out of the office. You're no good." We've got Steve D says, "Well said, Mia. If you think United are running to the ground, you're mistaken. I would let the Man United fan."
No, it's fine. Everyone's, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone has one.
Damn, son.
Damn. Yeah. He's never like this before, is he, Mia? He's always been quite quiet and polite. Tonight,
it's because I'm annoyed.
Tonight.
Yeah. It's because I'm annoyed. That's why. Why
you're annoyed?
Just this whole sell process thing. It's been going on for far too long. Just get it done. I like people have accused me before as well. Saying I only want a Qatar. That's all I wanted. It's not true. I just wanted the Glazers out. If Sir Jim wanted to buy 100% of the club, crack on. You got my full support.
Well, look, very quickly before we get on to the last subject, guys, and we'll go for another 10. Is everyone all right for another 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, another 10. I can do another 10.
Good. Just very quick, just go around the houses on this. Just one. Do you think the Glazers were right to stay away from Bobby Charlton's funeral? I'll start with you, Colin, on this, and then go to you, Ash, and then you, Mia. Do you think they were right to stay away?
No, absolute disrespect. You have to go there. He's a club legend. He is Manchester United. You have to go there. And I know for a fact that they was actually doing business on that day.
Yeah, I agree. I think it just
I
shows
agree,
it shows a lack of actual, what's the words, commitment to the club. It just shows disingenuous and disinterest in the club as well. It's just not a good message to the fans. What are you doing?
While I get it, and I do I see it that way as well, but also I think they're damned if they do and damned if they don't, because you think the Man United fans wouldn't have got onto them if they would have gone. Of course they would have. So no matter what they would have done, I think their fans would have been upset. But obviously it's more disrespectful not to go. I get that. I just think that even if they did go, fans still probably would have said something about them anyhow.
Yeah, you're probably right. But I just think like you said, it just makes it worse. Do you know what I mean? It looks like they don't care. In the situation that they're in at the moment, it's like you trying to do damage limitation, do as much as you can to kind of get fans on side. I know it's not going to do much, but not going, I think, is even worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you look at Levy, and when Bill Nick's anniversary, nothing was done at the club. You look, there's no statues there. There's nothing to celebrate the great man's achievements at Tottenham. And I think our board, our chairman, could do a lot more when it comes to our history and comes to our glorious past and celebrate, because it should be celebrated.
Yeah,
you're built on your glorious pasts, and it's like United with Fergie. They're built on Fergie's past. At United, we're built off the Bill Nick, Keith Birkinshaw era of our past, of winning trophies, and the first team to win a European trophy, the first team to do the double, the first team to win 2 European trophies, the first team to win it as a non-league club. A lot of firsts there, Colin. Before he starts coming back at me for
a lot of firsts. But United were the first English team to win a treble.
Oh, there we go. The Man United is coming out. It's coming out.
It is coming out.
It's different. I'm telling you, Man U fans, listen.
You know what? They've got main character syndrome, man. If you talk about any other team, right, with a Man United sport, they always twist it back to Man United, I swear.
Well, he's trying to rub in all these achievements, so I'm going to throw him back.
Can I just say very quickly, most Manchester United fans live in London around the M25. There's actually not many Manchester fans live in Manchester.
No, because I always support the bigger club in Manchester City, innit?
What's it called again, Mia? What's it called again? Is it Man? What's it? Man City?
Man, no history. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the noisy neighbours, as you call them? They're a bit bigger than you now.
They're never bigger than Man United ever. They could go on and win the next 15 Premier Leagues and they still wouldn't be bigger than Man United.
You used to be the main actor, now you're just the backing dancers, innit?
Yeah.
Well, you know what that's like, don't you? You're like that to Arsenal every year.
No, Mike, North London. Hang on, let's get this straight. Let's get this straight. Let's get this straight, all right? Can I just say, right, let's get this straight. Arsenal are a South London club that actually moved into North London. We're still trying to get rid of them because they're
and took over your territory.
Yeah, okay. West Ham are just a bunch of bubble blowing Barney the dinosaur people that live in the West End, right? And when you go to that match, you've got to bring binoculars with you to look at the game because you can't see the game because you're so far away. As for Chelsea, everyone thinks Chelsea was established in 2003. Nobody knew Chelsea existed before that. And let me tell you, Chelsea did try to sell Stamford Bridge. Nobody would buy it off them for £1. And as for any other team in London, they're just not on our level. Tottenham Hotspur are the proper London, North London club, the first team to do everything, and all the rest of them are just in our wake. North London is white. It always will be white and blue. No other colour will ever do. So Arsenal, go back to South London. West Ham, go and play your Barney the dinosaur blowing bubbles. And that's for Chelsea. You're only established in 2003, so I don't know what you got to chat about. You bought all your trophies with Russian money, so there you go.
Drop the mic.
Exactly. Yeah, drop the mic. Yeah, that's it. Cheers, Ash. They're all right. There's Dermot's obsessed with that dinosaur. He must go to West Ham regularly to know they need binoculars.
He's a bit obsessed with him. I don't know what if he. I just think it's a bit strange.
There is breaking news. Barney the dinosaur and the Arsenal mascot, the other dinosaur, were seen going into Soho and they haven't been seen since. So they were seen going into a dodgy nightclub with a lady called Camilla. So they haven't seen them since. So if anyone has seen Barney, the dinosaur Arsenal mascot, and Barney the dinosaur, the West Ham mascot, please let the clubs know because I want them back before Saturday week so they can get them out to do their job. They've gone missing. So there you go. So just a little, they've asked me to because they went missing. Guys, right, the last thing. Yeah, okay, we do this very quickly, Colin. Start with you, man. Listen, lads, could you put your links into the private chat as well, please? Because we'll bring them up at the end of the show. The key, I hear it's dire under the costume. Which one? Right. It's a Super League. It's a Champions League, the Super League in disguise. It is a new format from next season. Now, we can qualify for it because we probably will. Just let me take that off. It's now gone into a 36-team single league, 4 matches at home, 4 matches away. Top 8 teams qualify. Teams finishing from 9th to 24th will enter a playoff round for 8 remaining places. Then it goes into a round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, then final. The 2024-25 edition of the European Cup will follow a new format, which will see a 50% increases in matches. Now, they were going from 189 to from 189 games from 125. So, just very quickly on this, guys, I'll start with you, Colin. Is the Champions League going to be like the Super League? Or is it all about money now? Or is it all more, or they're doing it for the right reasons, more room for the smaller countries to get involved?
No, this is step 1 of the integration of the Champions League, of the Super League. This is step 1. And we're going to see more and more steps introduced very slowly. So, and the thing is, they think that football fans are stupid and we won't realise. But we can all see it. Every one of us can see it. We're not stupid at all. And we're going to see, you can tell it's the start because, like you said, Saudi league teams are going to get entered into the Champions League as well. Mm-hmm. It's just getting to a point now where it is just literally all about money.
Yeah. Mia, where are you going on this?
exactly what Colin said.
Yeah. And Ash, where you going on this, sir?
Yeah, I don't see anything different. I mean, history's, if you just look at what's going on with the World Cup, I said that there may be a club cup, but yeah, I think he's hit the nail on the head. I think if Saudi gets put into this, it's no longer the Euro Champions League. It's just, yeah, they're changing they might as well change the name of it from now, because it's slowly losing its face, its character, its identity, its history. And it's no longer about fun. It's no longer about the football. It's about the money. Because they're going to be able to televise more games, because there'll be more games there to be had. So, yeah, it's the way football's headed, unfortunately.
It is. Well, listen, guys, thank you all for coming on tonight. Give me your time tonight. Look, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And look, Ash, I'd love to get you on again. You're absolutely been fantastic. Colin, thank you as always for coming on. And Mia, look, I'm going to start with you, Mia. Do you want to plug your channels? Always ladies first. So where can people find you? Let me get your link up. There we go.
I'm just glad to call me a lady. I'm quite pleased about that. Yeah, please come over to Spurs Between the Lines and give me a subscribe.
Yeah, please get over there. A fantastic, lovely person, a great laugh to be with. Me and Mia have giggles doing shows together. When we do them, they go sideways, downwards. We actually start, Ash, with a proper show. By the end of it, we've gone on to everything. God knows what we've gone to. We've had some bizarre conversations. And she is the Jaffa Cake lady of the YouTube world, just to let you know. And then, of course, down below you, where is your link, sir? Let me get you a link. Here we go. There we go. For you, Ash, absolute thank you for coming on. Really enjoyed your company. A perfect gentleman. Absolutely. This guy, he is top notch. He's one of the nicest people in YouTube. I had a great laugh.
Bigging him up. He's going to go with big head, man.
I will big him up.
What's that he mean? He bigged you up. I didn't say anything. Oh my lord.
I know. Don't worry, Ash. Don't worry. But look, go up to South Fuse Coys. Absolutely love them over there. Great bunch of lads. Absolutely.
And Dermot, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure. If I don't say myself, an absolute gem of a guy as well. Brilliant show, guys. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We need more people and more people like yourself on the show. And the content is A1. I have to say, I do like the chat that we had today. Very good questions.
Thank you very much.
Football debate as well. We kept it on the football, which I like.
I'll pay you that money later for saying that. Yeah. Do you take crypto or cash or Jaffa Cakes? If you want Jaffa Cakes,
the Jaffa Cakes. That's me.
Oh, whoops.
Apparently, you laced them according to Tequila or Wayne. You laced them now. So I don't
know. Speak to them about them. Do you know what I'm saying? They're the ones who buy them.
Yeah. Just watch yourself, as she's a bit of a Pablo Escobar of the Spurs world.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, and the last but not least, it's our partners channel. It's the main man. So look, can I just say, me and Colin do get on. We have a great laugh behind the scenes, and he's a great person when it comes to the football talk. Also, he's been helping me with the channel and some new stuff we got coming now in January, which I can't wait to show you guys. But Colin, again, thank you for coming on, sir. And you'll be seeing a lot more Colin over the next couple of weeks, and Mia, because Philip is on his holiday. So these two guys have very kindly decided to step in and help me out with the channel. So thank you to both of you. And maybe get Ash onto a watch along as well. Ash, come and join this one game.
Cool.
Well, join to the Madhouse. But Colin, where can people find you, sir?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a great laugh. We all do get along, I promise. Something lit the fire in my belly today for some reason. I don't know what. But yeah, you can find me.
I love it.
You can find me over on Full Time Sports Network, where we don't just cover football, we cover all sports as well. And we're trying to get up to 1,000 followers. So if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button for us.
Please do, because it's a great channel. I love Bobby and Colin as well. They're both fantastic people, and Bobby will be on this channel very soon, guys. I know a lot of them liked him when we did the Arsenal Tottenham stuff. He will be on when we play Arsenal at White Hart Lane. He's coming on here, so guys, so watch for that. A few questions before we go. We've got Tequila. Elvis never came back, Dermo. Guess too busy singing autographs. Well, as you know, Philip is very busy with his Tom Jones and his Joe Dolan acts, and now the Elvis act as well, isn't he, Mia? So he had to go off and, you know, get ready, get performing for tomorrow. He was singing to his hound dog. That's what he was doing. We've got Tequila, damn right she is. We've got Wayne Bonner. Dermot's a bad influence on Mia.
See?
I think it's the other way around. We've got just a harmless potato clapping. Fair enough. He's going around his sitting room at the moment, clapping, doing this above his head. That's what he's doing. Fair play to you. We've got Wayne Bonner, who's at home rubbing his bald head and thinking, do I need to shave it a bit more? He says, bigging up heads. Damn, it's one of those dreams. Yep, that's so true. Tequila is saying, say Jaffa Cakes, Ash. Just trust me, mate. Don't say it, Ash. Don't say it. Don't go there. Don't go there. Wayne says, Tequila said it's grass. We've got, and then at the end, David Shin says, morning all. Good morning, sir, from sunny Australia. Hope you're doing well. And listen, watch this back. You will enjoy it. It's been great. We've had sensible conversation. We've had Mia coming out saying that she's now turned to religion. Ash has said that he's now become the new manager of Torquay United. And Colin has just admitted he will be supporting Tottenham Hotspur from next season. So there you go. There's all the breaking news. David, so watch that, bad. And then we've got David saying, Mia's the bad one, Wayne. Exactly, David. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, listen, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscription button. Please hit the notification bell for all channels for Spurs Between the Lines, Southview Coys, Full-Time Sports Network, and of course DHFC Till I Die. We've got tomorrow, we've got Newsbeat at 4. We've got the build-up to the European weekend for the national teams that are playing. Saturday, we're doing the watch-along Holland against Ireland. So Colin Moash, if you want to join us for that, you're more than welcome. Just come and sharing our pain as you're gloating to us about England playing so brilliantly under Gareth Boring Southgate. We're looking for a new manager, so anyone can put their applications, please, into the FAI. New manager needed in Ireland. And we'll be back with other stuff the other week. But thank you all for watching. God bless you all. And last thing before we go, we always do this. And Mia, I'm going to give you the thing to do this. Where is he? Where's Fred? Where did I put Fred? Is Fred gone? Where's Fred?
Away.
No, I think Fred's gone.
Oh, no, he's vacated.
Fred has left the... No, I found him. So, look, Ash, we did this little thing called Fred, right? It's a little friend, and we all describe what Fred is doing. So, Mia, what is Fred up to tonight? We haven't done him for a while, so what's Fred up to tonight?
I think Fred is our friend Colin when he starts talking about the Glazers. So he smashes some glass to...
And on that bombshell, we should end it there. Good night. God bless. We're back tomorrow at 4, whatever you do. Come on, you Spurs. In Mia, we trust. Choo choo. Choo choo.